I'm Coach Len Bishop, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Kings and queens go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote. Chill.
Who got next? Who got next? Yeah, baby. SLT Nation. Welcome back to another fire episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next. This is season 4, and KT and I, we have a platform that gives exposure to rising stars, future phenoms in our communities, individuals who are doing big things and establishing big dreams. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time. You heard me? Everybody saw the movie Juice. If you remember, you saw the movie Juice, so you know Bishop is a bad boy, y'all. And we gonna have some fun today. It's a very special story. We traveling to Stephen F. Austin to talk to first-year head coach and newest member of the Sports Life Talk family, Coach Len Bishop.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. So
how you feeling
here on this platform, man, for sure.
How you feeling, Coach? I see you got the purple SFA. Kevin, what happened? It's supposed to be purple rain in this thing, man. We ain't wearing our official colors. What's going on, man?
Well, we want to make sure that Coach actually rock with us before we throw in that purple, because, you know, some coaches say they're going to rock with us, but they don't come on here.
They don't come on here.
But, hey, Coach, when we come out there to watch him play, though, B. Jones,
we gonna rock purple.
We'll be purpled out.
The Purple People Eaters. Well, check this out. SFA, Stephen F. Austin. You probably don't know this, but y'all got a special place in our heart, and we're going to tell you why on this show. But I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, the OG, all things Louisiana. Put your L's up. Mr. Yeet is in the building, and I'm rocking alongside my brother from another mother, the other side of the logo, the Quiet Storm, the head coach, KT. Kev, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, B. Jones. I got kinfolk in the house, man. He from Dallas. I'm from Dallas. So I'm pretty sure we related some kind of way. And B. Jones, when we do our purple rain, I'm going to try not to wear my Prince pants. You know, the ones that I'm going to try not to wear those. But
little meat is...
already. All right.
Well, B. Jones, man, I'm great, man. Let's turn it up for Stephen F. Austin, man. Let's go.
All right, let's get rowdy, Stephen F. Austin. But before we do that, Coach Len Bishop, we need you to take your right hand, stretch it out a little bit, reach over your shoulder. We need you to grab that belt, and we need you to pull that thing down and strap up. We're about to have a blast. We're about to go on a crazy ride. So check this out, SFA. We need you to do the big three, the holy trinity of podcasts. We need you to do 3 quick things that won't cost you anything, but it goes a long way and help us to continue to tell these amazing stories of these rising stars and these phenomenal individuals. That's right. We need you to smash that subscribe button. If you believe in these stories just like we believe them and you want to keep these things going, smash that subscribe button and become part of one of the fastest growing families and organizations in the game right now. All right, number 2, hit that like button, because the algorithm says the more you hit that like button, as many times as Elon Musk will allow you to do it, this show will just go and bubble up in the algorithm. You hear me? All the way up to the top. Next, and finally, the last thing, sharing is caring. We are at the end of season 3, and that means it's holiday time, and Christmas is around the corner, but we know that sharing is absolute caring. So hit that share button, or take the link that's in your browser history and send this to as many people as you can. Coach, is SFA gonna rock with us? Is purple rain? Are y'all gonna rock with us, Coach?
You know, Jack Nation's always ready to rock and roll, man. So we ready to rock with you guys.
All right, welcome to the sawmill, baby. Let's go to work on the count of 3. Let's do it like we true to it. 1, 2, 3, boom! Ooh, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party. All right, welcome to the Sports Life Talk family. If you smashed any of those three things, if you did any of those three, we consider you family. KT and I, we don't do fans. We don't do followers. We leave that for all the other podcasts out there. We only do family around here. So welcome to the Sports Life Talk family, and throw us a fire emoji in the chat if you did any of those three things, just so we can personally recognize you and do those two small little things. Say thank you. That's all we want to do, is just tell you thank you. All right, Coach Bishop. Kevin, as soon as I made that juice analogy, I don't know, I kind of got a little scared of Coach. I don't know what happened to me, man. All I can see is that Tupac down there now. But Coach Bishop, are you ready for the Sports Life Talk initiation?
Man, I've been waiting on this all day. Let's do it.
Oh, challenge accepted.
I know. I hope we don't disappoint. All right, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
Ooh, top 5 music artists. This is all time?
Yeah, all time.
All time. Ooh. Let's go Drake. Let's go J. Cole. Let's go Kanye. Let's go Jay-Z. And then this is a tough one. It's a toss-up between UGK and Outkast.
Oh!
You got to pick one, though. This initiation, Coach. You got to pick one.
That might be the best.
Man, like the Texas in me won't let me say anything else, so let's go UGK.
Oh, that might be the best top 5 we've ever had drop. KT, I ain't capping. No cap, y'all. That might be my favorite top 5 that we have brought on this show. Kevin, what are you giving them? I'm already gassing this thing up. I'm turning up the volume. What are you giving them, KT?
First off, I got to throw some shade at you. So everybody else that's come on, he pretty much didn't like your top 5. But that was a fire top 5.
No, well, come on,
Jones, I'm being real with you, man. That was fire. It's probably top 3, but it's not 3. You know what I mean? That was fire. Yeah. All right, Coach, we like to rank everybody's top 5, and the highest you can get is 5. With that much heat, B. Jones, I hope your fingers ready. He's been coaching for how long?
15 years, man.
But 15 won't do enough, B. Jones. Let's do a little Louisiana math, man. Let's give him 22 for his top 5. Give him 22.
Oh, yeah. Let my money up. Like,
no way that was 22. Give him 2 more.
Yeah, give me the Kobe number. I like the Kobe number. Give me the
Yeah, I'm like, man, I know that Louisiana math is kind of something, man. That sounds real 16-ish, B. Jones, but I trust you.
Man, we was moving fast. On that one.
All right, Coach, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Superhero. Superhero would be Superman. I was doing the Cam Newton before the Cam Newton when I was hitting threes in high school. I'm not a superhero guy though, so like I'm more like the regular person that can do super things. So that'd probably be James Bond for me. I feel like I'm James Bond out there.
Coach, you kind of let me down. First, you said you're not like a superhero guy because there's a superhero in the Marvel universe by the name of Bishop.
Sure is.
He's a brother, and his girl is Storm. So, Coach, you let me down.
No.
B. Jones, I would take those 2 back, but his top 5 was so dope, I can't do that.
Man, people used to try and give me that when I was a kid, the Marvel, and he had the scar on the eye.
Yeah,
so I stayed away from that. And so, I know who you're talking about, but I just stayed away from that.
Yeah, you still let me down, so it doesn't matter. All right, so every superhero has their own theme music, and we consider you a superhero being a coach. With that said, what would your theme song be?
Man, I'm from Dallas, man. Southside the realest. Gotta jam is my theme song, man.
Southside is the real. How'd that go, KT?
I think that's the second time we've had it. Why?
It is the second time. Coach, can you sing Southside is the realest for us?
For me?
Yeah.
Southside is the realest. I'm gonna make you feel it. Come on now, you know the words. Don't get me in trouble out here on this podcast, man. You know the words.
We were gonna cut you off though. We wouldn't let you.
I got you.
All right. So, what is something that basketball has taught you that you can use when you're not on the court?
Basketball just taught me relationships and relationship building. Again, nobody gets to where they're at by themselves. I feel like I use my relationships and to leverage performance and to build relationships. So just developing relationships, whether that's recruits, whether that's parents, whether that's staff, whether that's other peers, just being able to be relational and have genuine relationships with people has really helped me not only in my career but in my day-to-day life.
All right. So do you think Len, the hooper, could play for Len Bishop, the head coach?
100%. And I tell you that because I designed everything as far as the coach is concerned based on the hooper. You know, I wanted to be a hard defender, and I want to defend. No matter what you do, you can defend. You can, you know, you may not be the most athletic, but the defense is all about hard work and effort and the intention. And then on the offensive end, I do give a lot of freedom. We do shoot a lot of threes. We do space and pace, like I like to say. We share the ball. So I designed it for me, the hooper, and hopefully our players see it the same way as well.
All right, so B and I, we're going to produce a movie that's centered around you. The one thing that we're missing is a lead actor. Okay. Who should we get to play you in the story of your life?
So, I mean, if somebody was going to play me in a movie, I would definitely say Damon Idris. You know, I love him in Snowfall. So again, I'd be a little Franklin Saint out there.
So you got the juice. You Bishop out of juice. Now I'm starting to see a little theme.
No doubt.
You know, I'm a binge watch that during the summer when I'm off. I've never watched an episode of Snowfall.
You missing?
Yeah, and I've heard how good it was.
Hey, it's cold.
I'm going to do. That's my assignment, B. Jones. That's my homework. But during the summer, I'm going to watch that. All right. So, Coach, B. Jones and I, we love to travel. And when you travel, you got to eat. So when we come out there to watch y'all play, what's that one food spot you're going to recommend? And what's your go-to meal there?
I'm going to recommend Clear Springs. It's a Cajun seafood place that we have out here in Nacogdoches. And what I would recommend is our shrimp bruschetta. It's shrimp, grilled shrimp with bacon wrapped around it with a jalapeno stuffed in there. So when you come out here to Nacogdoches, make sure you hit up Clear Springs and they'll take care of you.
We coming. We on our way, Coach. Say less. Say less.
What did he get you with it? Wrapped in bacon?
Hey, anything wrapped in bacon and stuffed in jalapeno sound delicious. Good grief.
I agree.
B. Jones, don't eat too much of that, man. I've seen you eat at one time, and we ain't gonna talk about that on there. All right, so now it's time for the You Got Next offering. We're passing our collection plates around and asking you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video. Leave us your top 5 music artists, your theme song, and your favorite place to eat in the comments. And finally, go to our website, yougotnext.com, to learn more about us and the other family You Got Next family members. Now allow me to turn up the B as we learn more about our newest play cousin, Coach Len Bishop. So B. Jones, go ahead and take it away, bro.
Coach Bishop, welcome to the show. Welcome to the family. You passed the initiation with flying colors. I still kind of got this little giddy feeling when you gave with the Drake, with the J. Cole. I mean, it finished it with the UGK. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was like the epitome of a top 5, man. You sound like you're about our age range, but before we get to your amazing journey and where you are right now, we got to take it back to the beginning. Now, you told me you was a coach's son, so take us back to the beginning. And when did you personally fall in love with basketball?
Man, it's so long ago, I can't even tell you. You know, again, with my dad being a high school coach my entire life, you know, that ball was thrown in my crib really, really early on. And so just being able to have that as a resource and to see that day in and day out, watching him go to work, sitting on the sidelines, harassing his players, you know, elbowing them when they come, telling them how bad they were when they were out there playing and all that other stuff. That really shaped me as far as, you know, wanting to love the game and experience the game at a high level. So definitely my dad being a coach is what made me have a love for it and an appreciation for it early on.
Now, Kevin swear by this, coach, and I still got some questions on it. I'm not a hooper. I'm a football guy. He's the basketball guy. But he tell me that a J travel. He say a shot will travel anywhere. It don't matter if you can shoot once, you can shoot again, and you should be able to shoot in any gym. Coach, now you used to get buckets. Do you still got that J? That's what I want to know. If I show up at Nacogdoches tomorrow, can you hit that silk?
Man, jumpers like breathing for me, man. Come on, you gotta have your elbow straight, push the ball, and follow through. It's fundamental, man. So that's something that'll never go away. Now, that athleticism, I ain't going in there banging on nobody no more, but you leave me open, that thing's going in.
Now, I don't know how this thing happens, Coach, but as I was doing research on you, And I'm just reading your profile at SFA, and you had a lot of coaches that decided to say some nice things about you. And as I read through those, it's a lot of yougotnext alumni, from Coach Toyelle Wilson to Coach Gerlich out of Texas Tech, even Jason Burton, who's currently at UNT. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, these are all my. So it's almost like the people that's been on our show signed off on you, and you talked about how you're the last of your group, or your friendship group, to be on the show. So, Coach, when did you tell us a little bit about that? Tell us a little bit about your relationships with a lot of these coaches out there, and why do they speak so highly of you, Coach?
Well, man, again, we're all connected like apartments in this game. You're in it long enough. Like you said, I've been in it 15 years. So again, you get to meet these great coaches along the way and develop relationships, like I said earlier. Me and Jason worked together his first year. Well, we started together on the men's side at A&M Commerce, and then he left and came back on the women's side, and I was his assistant his first year at A&M Commerce out there. And then, I coached against Coach Gerlich at Texas Tech when she was at West Texas A&M, and Toyelle's just been a great friend and somebody I've leaned on as a resource to just pick her brain, and just seeing the great things that she's done, not only as an assistant, but as a head coach at Prairie View and now SMU. So she's somebody that I've looked up to and taken a lot from. So, I feel like I'm a lifelong learner. I always want to put myself around people that want the best and are the best. And so, again, that just comes back to the relationship piece. I want to make sure people know that I care about them, but it's not a transactional relationship. It's just all about knowing people and getting to know them at a high level.
Well, Coach, so you have a father who he coached you for a while. You worked underneath your coach. How much of what you saw your dad do and exemplify, how much of that do you find yourself reproducing or duplicating today? And how much of that stuff is kind of carried over and handed down through the generations?
Well, I'll tell you this, when your dad's coaching you growing up, you don't like it, and he says something, and you're like, come on, man, let me play my game. And then sometimes I'm out here and I find myself saying something like, bro, you sound like your dad. So a lot of these things that he taught me are just ingrained, and just watching him care about his players. At the high school level is different. After practice, you got to take these guys home. You got to feed them. You got to do some things that us as college coaches, we don't have to do. So he just taught me that next level care about my players. Again, as coaches, sometimes we get lost in the minutia of things. Like, it's all about the players. Like, the players are what drives your program. The players are what drives your culture and are what is on display for everybody to see. So I just always wanted to make sure that I was a player coach. And people take that the wrong way. That doesn't mean the players are going to run over you or doing anything like that. That just means that you are doing everything in your power to make them individually know that you're doing everything that you can for them, so that now they can buy into the collective.
When did you decide you wanted to be a coach?
Man, that's a funny story. So I got two stories on that. So I'll give you the younger version. So my dad, high school coach, he takes his high school team up to his hometown in Missouri to play in a Thanksgiving tournament. He makes me dress up in a suit. I'm about 7 years old. I'm at the end of the bench, and he's got a player on his team named Kevin Ifon, who's a commit to Arizona. And they're down 2 points. He calls a timeout, draws up a play for Kelvin to hit the game-winning shot. And my friend on the team, his name was Arjan. Arjan just spent a lot of time with me, played with the coach's kid all the time. I sat next to him all the time on the bus. And so as they're breaking the huddle, I grabbed Arjan by the jersey. I said, Arjan, you get that ball, you shoot it. Long story short, man, ball goes to Kevin. They double team him. He kicks out a little weak pass that dribbles twice, hits Arjan in the hands. Arjan shoots it, hits a three to win the game at the buzzer. And ever since then, and my dad and my uncle still joke about it all the time, because I was claiming I drew up the game-winning shot for them to win. So that's one moment, as a kid, I was like, man, I could do this.
At 7 years old?
At 7 years old, I was thinking I could do this. And then I got to give a lot of credit to my college coach, Sam Walker. He recently retired from A&M Commerce on the men's side. He came into my living room when I was leaving Collin County in junior college and said, I'm recruiting you to play 2 years, and I'm recruiting you to coach for at least 2 years after that.
Wow.
I looked at him like, what do you mean? He was like, the way you see the game, already I can tell, like, you have a coach's mind on the floor. Like, I don't want to lose you after you graduate. I want to make sure that you're a coach on my staff. And he stayed true to his word. He helped get me a coaching job out of college because he didn't have any openings at the moment. And then as soon as he did have a moment, he brought me back. And that's when me and Jason ultimately started coaching together.
It's funny you talk about that hiring decisions, because speaking of hiring decisions, as great as you've been, and I saw the SFA record. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna tell y'all about a dope basketball team in a second. But I gotta commend your executive decision making. You talk about relationships. You were able to forge a relationship with somebody that's very special to KT and myself. You made that decision to hire JoJo Hernandez. What was that process like for her, and why did you pull the trigger on that YGN alumni?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about JoJo. Her dad was a part of our AAU program when I was in high school. So he was traveling with our team. He was one of the coaches on our team. So I had known her dad for forever, knew who she was. We kind of recruited her out of high school, didn't get her. She ultimately went to UTA, but we always stayed in contact, obviously through the relationship of her dad and us recruiting her a little bit. And so it's funny, we were at the Final Four and she was like, "Hey coach, can I talk to you?" And I'm not the head coach yet. I'm still an assistant. She's like, "Man, I've really been working and grinding, and I feel like I'm ready to be an assistant coach. And, if there's any way I can ever, put myself in that position, like, please help me out. Like, can I use you as a reference? Can I do all these things?" And the whole time in my mind, I'm like, you know what, this is a person that really is hungry about the game, is selfless and wants to help others. And you can just tell the hunger when she was talking to me that she had. And so I was like, okay, mental note, like if I ever get this opportunity, that's somebody I definitely should look at. And 10 days later, I'm named the head coach at Stephen F. Austin from us having that conversation. And she was one of the first calls I made. So I feel like, just, you talk about the executive decisions, putting good people around you is at the utmost importance when you're taking over a position like this. And I feel like I've done a really good job with her and the other assistant coaches that I've been able to get.
Well, Coach, you took over in a very unique situation. And most of the time I get on here and I say, "Hey, Coach, what's the first thing you gonna do to rebuild this culture, to help fix this problem, or how you gonna go get the right Jimmys and Joes to build up a recruiting?" It's always something that we got to talk about, because most of the time when a coach leaves, it's a deficiency. Well, your coach left. This team is 27-5. We talking about 6 appearances in post-tournament play. We talking about playing them against North Carolina in the big dance, and just it's all kind of stuff. Y'all were a great program. I even saw one year y'all lost only 3 games. I'm like, whoa. Mm-hmm. What was it like being sitting there for 8 years? 8 years, Coach. You sat in the associate spot, or you sat in the assistant coach spot, promoted, you worked yourself up, waited your time, and to get that phone call and say, "Hey, this is your time. Now we want you to take over this program."
Well, it's unbelievably humbling, and it's a blessing. Again, you've been working your tail off your entire life for this. I always wanted to be loyal to my head coach. And so when I got that opportunity after being here for so long, I just, I thanked God, but also it was just the loyalty being paid off. And so when you take over a program like this, now you feel that immense pressure, because again, you want to keep it rolling. I said to everybody at my press conference, with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, they put a wonderful spotlight on our game. That being said, like, Stephen F. Austin has had that spotlight on women's basketball for the last 50 years. We've had Gary Blair as a coach. We had Mark Kellogg, Brandon Snyder, who's now at Kansas, Sue Gunter. These are Hall of Fame names. These are people that are legends in the game. And you take over that program. We've been to 5 Sweet 16s. Like, that is immense pressure to take over a women's basketball program. But with that pressure, you got to understand, like, this is an amazing opportunity for you. Some people, like you said, they take over programs and you got to rebuild it. No, you got to keep it rolling. You got to reload the program. It ain't one of those deals where you got to rebuild it. And so I take a lot of pride day in and day out coming to work, knowing the legends that have already sat in the seat before me.
So now you take over this program. So what do you do? Do you say, hey, I don't want anything we got a winning program, I'm just gonna follow the recipe, or do you try to establish your own signature? You try to put that Len Bishop touch on something that was already spectacular?
Well, it's a mixture of both. You can't turn a blind eye to a recipe that's working. Like the food tastes good, you might want to listen to the recipe. But at the same time, I have to be genuine and I have to do what's comfortable for me. I can't do something that's uncomfortable to me. I have to be my genuine self. And the kids can see that. Like if I'm out here doing stuff that's not genuine and it's not authentic to me as a coach, then they'll see right through that and they won't have any belief in it. So a lot of things will be the same, but there will be some new touches and some new flair with the Bishop name on it.
Well, you talked about 𝐤𝐤𝐤 and Gary Blatt and all of these Hall of Fame names that you dropped. I didn't realize that SFA was that amazing, but you got to tell us now that you it's your world. You got this thing set up. Why Nacogdoches? What's special about the Sawmill and SFA? How have y'all been able to produce so much heat over this years after years after years?
Well, I'm glad you said it the way you said it. People know about SFA. People know about SFA women's basketball, but not too many people know about Nacogdoches, the city. Very small town, oldest town in the state of Texas. But these people care about their SFA athletics and they care about women's basketball. And, again, you can go some places where they support women's basketball. No, they care about women's basketball. When we have a game on a Tuesday, you go to Chick-fil-A and 80% of the people in there have on purple because they plan on coming to the game after work and after school. So it's just a community. It's tight knit, and that's a part of our recruiting pitch is like, hey, like you're a lady jack. You're not coming here to be a women's basketball player. You're going to be a lady jack. So when you go to Walmart at 2 a.m. to pick up your toothpaste, they're going to say, hey, man, you had a great game, man. I love that rebound you got at the end of the game. Or they're going to say, man, how you missed them free throws? Like, what's going on? And you got to be ready for that. And if you want that, then this is the place you need to come. But if not, then, I understand it. But at the same time, people are going to be looking at you not only to be a great player, but to be a role model in the community. And that's what I always say is I want every little girl that grows up in Nacogdoches and the greater area to want to grow up and be a lady jack. And that's by the way you carry yourself, not just the way you play on the court.
So now we know this team can ball. You got to tell us, what are we going to see when me and Kevin, after we get finished eating our shrimp and bacon wrap poppers, what are we going to see when this version as FSA Lady Jacks hit the floor?
Well, I mean, we're going to start on the defensive end, man. We're going to put our nose in people's chests and we're going to defend them 94 feet. Like nothing will be easy. Nothing will be given. And then once we get that rebound and we snatch it off the glass, we're sprinting the floor. I know a lot of people talk about how they want to play fast and all of these things, but no, we truly do. And I want to share the ball. I'm not ISO ball. Like we're going to share the ball. We're going to run motion. We shoot a ton of threes. We get to the paint. We attack it off the rim. And so it's a fun style of play. But at the same time, you're just going to see a ton of energy, and not only on the floor, but on the bench and in the arena. Like we bring that energy every time we come.
Last question. What did your dad say to you when you told him you got the head coaching job?
Man, that's one of the moments you'll never forget. Somebody that you've always looked up to as a coach, and just the pride you heard in his voice when I told him I was going to be the head coach. It was one of those moments where we both kind of shed a tear over the phone, and then the next thing he asked was like, "Let me see your contract," because your dad's always trying to look out for you, making sure they ain't trying to get over on you. That's literally that's the next question he asked. He's like, "Man, I'm proud of you. Let me see that contract." So gotta always shout out Pops for that.
You go run some game planning by him. You gonna be like, "Coach, I really want to do this or do that." What do you think about this set?
You want a funny story? So he came to practice maybe 2 weeks ago, and our practice facility is amazing, guys. I'm in it right now still, and he's sitting up top watching practice. And after practice, he handed me like 2 pages worth of notes, 2 pages full of notes, front and back worth of notes. And then maybe about 4 hours later, he was driving home. He got home and he texted me. he texted me an invoice for his consulting fee. So that's my dad in a nutshell right there.
Hey, he scouted y'all out, huh?
No doubt.
You were just supposed to come here just to be a fly on the wall. He broke down your practices and everything. So
every player, every position, every play call, every baseline out of bounds, he was on it. And like I said, he's still waiting on his consulting fee. So.
Oh, man, we're going to shout him out, man. That's absolutely off the chain. All right, Coach Len Bishop, are you ready for the championship rounds?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, Coach, welcome to the championship rounds. This is a part of the show with KT and I. We're going to play a little one-on-one, and you are now officially calling all of the shots, okay? Have you ever played Would You Rather before?
I have.
All right, so the rules are super, super simple, Coach. Both KT and I are going to give you some elaborate pitch. You have to choose one of these pitches. Whichever one you select, that host will get a point. The first host to get 2 points or the best out of 3 will win this episode's game of championship rounds. In round 3, we always have something special out there for you. All right, here we go. Round number 1. Kevin is the defending champion. Let's go, KT.
Would you rather coach a player that you recruited? Nobody gave them a shot. They make it to the Basketball Hall of Fame, and in their speech tells you they wouldn't be there without you. Or
you get the head coaching job of your dreams. Your first hire is your dad as your assistant coach, and you go into the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
For that school's Hall of Fame.
That's tough. Jeez. I mean,
what's up with that? Be hold up now.
I had to even odds out a little bit.
Jeez, that's tough. That being said, my dad is already a Hall of Famer, so I'm always wanting to put my players in the Hall of Fame. You don't want money, you don't want anything, but you want to help them out, and that probably would bring a bigger tear to my eye is them calling me out and telling me that they wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame without me. So I'm going to go with KT on this one.
Wrong answer. All right. Round 2. Let's go.
BJ, as soon as I heard the dad, I was like, this dude here, he
tried it. He tried to pull them emotional strings.
It's the thing, though. You know that your job is to grow young ladies and take them from girls to women, right? So that's the primary goal. So I had to sauce up the selfish side of it. I had to pick something that made them say, hey, you know what?
But BJ, you know how messy that is, though? Now, when his dad watched this show, he's going to be like, so you couldn't pick me? And he already owes some money, B. Jones, so now he's deeper in debt.
I hope your daddy do say that. Son,
he got enough skins on the wall, man. I'm still trying to get mine, so he'll get over it.
I love that, KT. All right, round number 2.
Would you rather travel the world hosting your own food show with ESPNU, where you get to interview other college coaches and pick their brains while eating at their favorite place to eat in the towns they coach in, or Netflix shows up on campus on Monday morning for a documentary called Purple Rain, and the rain is spelled REIGN. Hopefully that's how you spell rain, but it's all about the dominance of SFA. They gonna record like a Last Chance U style documentary telling y'all story axe by axe or brick by brick, whatever y'all want to say. But we're going to feature y'all on a Netflix documentary.
Man, I love just being around coaches and that camaraderie. That being said, a Netflix documentary about SFA women's basketball and the Lady Jacks in a Last Chance U style format, I can't pass that up. So we're gonna do the Purple Rain right there.
See how easy
I was just waiting on Oprah to host it. That was gonna be the next thing. Good.
You gonna pull out all the stops, ain't you?
No.
Narrated by Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. All right, Coach. Round 3. We call it the sneaker feature. We take it to the feet. All right, Coach. KT and I, huge sneakerheads. So the word stop, and we're going to take it to the shoe game. As a matter of fact, those of you who want to rock with us, y'all need to come check us out Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We go live. It's a fun show. I do a segment called The Drop, and we would love to have y'all come in and come check out some of the shoes that I'm releasing on a weekly basis. As a matter of fact, I got a new pack coming. So y'all come check us out Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. But Coach, with that said, before the show, KT and I had to pick a pair of sneakers out of our personal collections that we thought would win you over, Coach. All right. So on the count of 3, we need you to say, hold that sneaker. And when you say it, we're going to show you what we brought to the show, all right?
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hold that sneaker. Ooh-wee.
Like Mike.
Ooh.
If I could be like Mike, I want to be.
Listen. Jeez, guys. Like, that's tough. I'm going to go. Wait, time out. Am I hooping in these sneakers or am I just walking in some jeans?
Well, I went with the hooper effect, so I'm gonna let KT. I said this dude is a coach. He got to practice. He had these hard defensive practices. This is the pair of shoes that he gonna want to be in to represent that. But KT, I'll let you speak for your own. I got the.
I guess if you want to wear some jeans and your SFA gear when you're out on the campus or around the town, you can rock these.
Man, I have to say this. So my favorite J's are 11 through 13. So that being said, the 13s gonna scoop it, man. Them fives was tough, bro.
They weren't tougher than these 13s. And new heavyweight champion of the world, MOTS. Let's go. Oh, my.
Coach, is it a Panda Express? Y'all?
It is.
I'm just gonna get the shrimp. I'm gonna get the shrimp from there. I'm not going to your place.
Coach, can you talk to security to make sure they won't have a problem with me bringing this through the gun, through the gold, through the metal detector?
I'm telling you, got something else in your bag, so don't worry about it. You can get in with the bag.
He's from Louisiana. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Hey, every show we're gonna talk about Louisiana. All right, Coach. Well, we talked about the past. We talked about the amazing call at the age of 7 years old. And we talk about what Nacogdoches and these Lady Jacks got to hold and got to offer now. But we got to ask you, Coach. The title of the show is Sports Life Talks. You got next. So what's up next for Coach Len Bishop?
Man, just settling in and getting the season started, man. You know, we've been at work all summer, all preseason, just trying to tighten up all the nuts and bolts of our team. I always say, you know, every season is like a rocket. For the most part, all of the work or most of the work is done before you take off. So we're just trying to make sure everything's taken care of before we blast off November 6th at home versus Oklahoma Panhandle. So it's day by day, it's brick by brick. It's a process. It's not always perfect. Success is not always linear, but we just grind through it and good things will happen for us.
Coach, you know we coming. But you gotta tell what's that game you circling? What's that game that we need to show up for all the way live, dripping in purple?
Well, listen, I'm a first-year head coach. I ain't finna make no enemies. You ain't finna trap me. I'm circling every last one of them. We're gonna be dialed in and ready to go, whether we're playing Oklahoma Panhandle or if we're playing Texas. So we're ready to rock and roll every time we come out there. So we're gonna circle all of them. You guys are invited out. I'll roll out that purple carpet for you, give you that VIP treatment. You guys can come on down.
Hey, we coming, Coach, for sure. But any plans? And I'm not trying to be messy, but any plans in the future to sign a contract with an SMU or Texas Tech or UNT to get one of those games going?
Well, we do play UNT this year.
Okay.
So we play UNT. We're returning that game. That'll be at home versus UNT. So, you know, me and Burton going at it, two friends and coaching partners going head to head. So that'll be fun. Our families will enjoy that. But, you know, again, we just continue to grow and we'll figure out that as it comes. But we ain't backing down from nobody, I'll tell you that.
Ooh, wait! That boy said they ready to go. Y'all about to get active. All right, Coach, real quick. We running out of time. I took a little bit too long, but we already shouted out JoJo. Tell us about the other coaches you got on your staff real quick, Coach.
Well, again, like I said, if I ain't done anything else right, it's been the people I've been able to surround myself with. So Coach Patrick Harrison, he's came over from New Mexico State. He's our associate head coach. Does an amazing job and is a young superstar in his game. And then you mentioned Lex Murphy, came over to us from UTEP. Just an unbelievable young lady with a bright soul that warms up the room every time she steps in and starts to talk and smile. So they are all really talented at their field. And like me, all of our dads are former coaches, so they understand what the game looks like. That was not on purpose, I promise you. But, once you start talking to everybody and learning their story, you find out commonalities, and we all watched it from our dads growing up. So I think we know what it looks like, not only to go out there and do it, but what it looks like when you bring it home.
All right, Coach, before I ask you for your shout outs, I want to give a shout out to Coach Toyelle Wilson for nominating you.
That's right.
We forgot to do that at the beginning of the show, so go check her episode out. So, Coach, with that said, do you have any shout-outs that you want to give?
Shout-outs? Man, I want to shout out Toyelle for definitely shouting me out and getting me on the show. Jason Burton, like you said, is one of my best friends and mentors. Markeith Brown up at Oklahoma Christian, a really good dude and a friend of mine.
So this is a part of the show where you get a chance to call the person that you think should have next. Tell them, hey, I got a chance to rock with B. Jones and KT. Tell them my story. I want you to do the same thing. With that said, Coach, who are you calling out? Who should have next?
I'm going to call out Princess Davis at University of North Texas, former player of mine at A&M Commerce. Really bright young lady in the business, and I definitely think y'all should interview her next.
All right, Princess Davis, you are on the clock for season 4. We super excited about having you join the show. Can't wait to hear your story. So don't leave us on red. We're going to be reaching out to you so we can get you set up. But Coach Len Bishop, you got next. You the truth, Coach. I love your energy. I love your authenticity. I love what you bring to the game. You are a future phenom. You are a high riser. You are extraordinary and elite. And you deserve a yeet. Oh, my goodness. Season 3 has been amazing. Yo, I can't believe it. Thank y'all for watching another fire episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next. Y'all know what this platform is all about. We've been out here. This is our year. We grinding. You're not going to find a group of a set of podcast hosts or a show that's going to work as hard as us. We doing interviews daily. We dropping content daily. So make sure y'all tap in and lock in with us. Help us to take this thing to the next level. It's all about you. That's right. You right now that I'm pointing at. You. Make sure you do the things that we need you to do to help us to grow this show. That's right. Go to @SportsLifeTalk. We drop social media content every single day. And if you want to be on the show, we got a special for you. Go to our website, SLT, yougotnext.com. Click on nominate and tell us your story. Tell us why, tell us who, tell us how, and we're going to reach out to you and we're going to give you an audition for season 4. All right? It's just that simple. Last but not least, we go live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And for those of you who watch this on YouTube, Kevin, we less than $200 for monetization. We're about to make history, ladies and gentlemen. We are so close. We at the goal line from taking this thing to a whole another level. But we also have the podcast companion. So if you want to listen to over 500 episodes of You Got Next, athletes, coaches, entertainers, sports media personalities, we've done it all. You can go just follow us out wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We got the show there for you. You can listen to them all while you're riding into work or doing your homework or cooking or whatever you're doing. You can have us. You can have the smooth sultry sounds of the mouth of the South in the background. All right, KT, man, let's get up out of here, man. I had enough fun today.
I had enough of you. But, Coach, man, thank you so much for rocking with us. Whatever you need from us, please let us know, and we got your back.
Hey, fellas, I appreciate you guys having me on this amazing platform. It's great to see two brothers doing what they're doing, giving back to the game. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you for this opportunity. And again, man, thank you. So, @𝐸𝐴𝐸
Southside is the realest. I don't know the song, but y'all
make you feel it. Yeah.
Sports Life Talk Nation, we love y'all. Stay safe, be blessed, respect each other, and love one another, because together we are better. And keep dreaming big, because you never know, your story may be the next one featured on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet!
See what's crazy is I knew you had next, because you always working, you always grinding, you're in your bag because you're always working. Like, in due time, I knew you got next. Oh, you did
Crack the code. You got next, you smashing goals. You want next, you need exposure. Well, Sports Like Talk got the baddest show, like the baddest hot in the room. Podcast is tuning to just for you to talk your shit. Talk your mushroom. You are what you eat and you should consume. Sports Like Talk from the late night to the afternoon, then rinse repeat. Hit the like, leave a comment, or subscribe so you don't miss a beat. You got next is a small taste of a winning meal from a chef type of celebrity. What's up next is you, at least you better be. Yeah, you got next, yeah. I can feel it, you're a winner just like me. You got next, and what comes next? Tune in next time and you'll see. Cause if you got next, yeah, if you got next, if you got next, then you're just like me. If you got next, if you got next, yeah, if you got next, then you know where to be. I'm talking sports life, talking this.